we're halfway through the season for some teams. I think we know who's going to be making finals and who isn't. We definitely know who the bottom teams are going to be. And I think we have two people who are frontrunners for the MVP award. Before I get into this wrap-up, please like, follow, subscribe, do what you need to do. Over 50% of you that watch aren't subscribed, so please click that subscribe button. And let's get into it. First game, Coburn versus Redbacks. Coburn 83, Redbacks 90. Now, coming into this game, Redbacks had to come out with a win no matter what, and they were able to do that. Stats, 42 to 45 on the rebounds, 26 assists to 18 assists, so Coburn actually moved the ball a lot better than Redbacks did, but they shot worse, so 40% to 44%. And then the turnover count, 15 to 12. It was a close game. I mean, it was only 7-point victory. Morant, Coburn's import, who's not been the best this season, let's say that, especially for an import. He's a very good role guy and does what you need him to do. But as an import, he definitely hasn't been producing what he's supposed to. But this game, he had his career high, 17 and 11. Of course, it came against Redbacks, team that is known for not playing defense this season. Reece Vague had 14 and 8. But then Miles Gibson, 28 and 13. And Tevin Jackson, 19 and 6. Miles Gibson is seeming to be the best player on the Redbacks at the moment. Just no matter what the score is at the end of the game, he seemed to have got his. And he's just being a very efficient guy. Bringing the mid-range game back to basketball. He's an absolute sniper from there. But other than that, it wasn't really much to say about this game. Josh Hunt only played, I think, 5 minutes or something. Hopefully he's all right. But yeah, it was needed for the Redbacks to come out with a win, and they did. So good job, Redbacks. Hawks v Suns. Hawks 104, Suns 97. This was a close game, but it was an absolute massive third quarter from the Hawks to come out with the win. I mean, 4 players had over 20 points for the Hawks. Their offense was looking very good, and it was still a very close game. So what does that tell you? I mean, but on the rebound count, 32 to 39 going the Suns' way. 21 to 23 on the assist count, so offenses were looking kind of similar. But man, Hawks can just really shoot the ball 56% at an efficient rate. Multiple games this season, they've shot the ball over 50%, so they're looking very good. And the Suns, 47%. Both had 13 turnovers, so pretty even on that side. But yeah, Hawks are just more accurate with the ball, let's say. I mean, they had one player go 100% from 3. I'll get into that later. Jalen Key had 23 and 7. Abram had 22 and 7. Matt Leary had 21. But Kaya had 20 points, 5 from 3, shooting 100%. Not going to lose many games when one of your guys hits 5 threes and is 100% from the field. But on the Sun side, 26 and 10 from Nelson. Man, if Nelson could shoot, this team would be absolutely elite. Brian Michaels had 19 points. I mean, if Nelson could shoot, actually, I don't think he'd be in this league. I think he'd be in the NBL or NBA. He is so athletic. But yeah, Brian Michaels didn't have the best shooting performance. But yeah, it was good for the Hawks to come out with a victory. But yeah, Suns, same problems. They have 2 good performances out of their main guys, but then no one to back them up. But yeah, good job Hawks on getting the win. Wolves versus Senators. Wolves 105, Senators 90. Now I have a bone to pick with the Wolves. Not their fault, but the fact they've only played 7 games and every other team has played more is absolutely ridiculous. They've played 7, Bucks have played 8, and then every other team have played 9, 10, and 11. And what are the top 2 teams? Bucks and Wolves. What a surprise. Obviously, they're going to make up for it at the end of the season. But, I just want to nitpick at this point because the Wolves are just looking very good. Still the only undefeated side out there. 36 to 41 on the rebound, so Wolves actually lost the rebound count. Granted, Coombs should be coming back soon. I think in Japan they just finished their finals, so he should be coming within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. But that's been said for a very long time, so who actually knows? 21 to 14 on the assist count, going the Wolves' way. Both shots similar, percentage from the field. I think Wolves are 50, Warwick was 49. Turnovers though, 10 turnovers to 17. That's just a lot of turnovers. And Wolves hit 6 more threes than the Senators. So again, even though the stats are pretty similar, it was just the threes that were falling for the Wolves and not falling for the Senators. Caleb Davis had a big game, 25 and 10. Big game versus his old club. Maybe that's why he was going beast mode. CJ Turner, 24, 9 and 7. Mr. Consistent from him. And then Ethan Elliott, after last week, going 0 for 12. This week, he's decided to go 21, 6 and 7. Beast game from him. Todd Withers actually had a really good game, 31 and 12. Just couldn't come out with the win. Michael Harris, 18, 7 and 7. Warwick missing a big. Zach Cortana is meant to be there. He is injured, which is why he hasn't been playing. But this team would look very good with a big, and if Michael Harris and Todd Withers both have a really good game, they're kind of unbeatable. But yeah, if Zach Gortana comes back into their lineup, they are looking very deadly. But yeah, good job Wolves getting the win. This was a surprise victory. Bucks versus Eagles. Bucks 72, Eagles 87. It was a massive fourth quarter for the Eagles to get the win from the Bucks. But if you want to see threes jacked up and then just bricks, this was the game to watch. I'll get into shooting later, but 51-37 on the rebounds going the Bucks' way. Obviously, Bucks always win the rebound count. 10-17 on the assists. Very unlike the Bucks not to move the ball. Both shot 41%, and then 23-12 on the turnovers. We know Bucks are a high turnover team, but we know they make up for it on the rebounds and usually assist, but they just weren't passing today. Eagles' first win at the Bucks, I think in 10 years or something like that. So good job, Eagles, in coming out with the win. But man, there's 3 points. 6 for 28, 3 points for the Bucks. That is atrocious. And it wasn't that much better on the Eagles side. 14-41 or something like that. Just absolute barrage of threes. They were just letting them fly like crazy. Scoring-wise, 18 and 16 from Liam Hunt. Absolute beast on the boards. Nick had 23, 5, and 4. On the Eagles side, Sunday Deck had 19 and 4. David Aguero had 16 and 6. Sabit Reith actually came off the bench and had 14 and 14. That's a deadly lineup, having him come off the bench. Lee Roberts is also meant to come back in. Not sure when, but when he comes to this team is huge. So yeah, I wouldn't want to verse this team in finals, that's for sure. But yeah, good job Eagles actually getting a win. This game was horrible to watch. Redbacks 73, Slammers 81. Just a disgusting game from the Redbacks and the referees. But Redbacks 73, Slammers 81. 34-40 on the boards. Both had 17 assists. 52% shooting from the field for Slammers, but 43% from Redbacks, and I'll get into that a little bit. And then 12 turnovers to 16 turnovers. Now, the shot selection for the Redbacks was absolutely disgusting. I wanted to hurl. Also, bad point on me deciding to sit with Slammers fans. Don't know why I did that. Another thing that killed the Redbacks in this game was the bench points. I think it was 14-28 or something like that, and they only lost the game. Whoa, voice crack. And they only lost the game by 8 points. So if they get some more bench scoring, it could look a bit better. But 23, 6, and 7 for Tev, 12, 7, and 5 for Yanni, 17 and 5 for Boy Touch. So quiet game for him, but they still came out with a win. 13-8 for Alex Holcomb, 10 points from Devon, and then even 9 points from Xavier, both coming off the bench. Now, my point about the referees in this game, it was so weird. I mean, there was one play where Matty Teal went for a layup, pump faked. A guy jumped on his back, then he shot it. The ref didn't call it. Matty Teal's like, why didn't you call it? And then teed him up, and then came over to our bench and was like, you guys also have a bench warning. Like, what the hell? Also, Alex Holcomb was allowed to catch the ball, shuffle his feet, and then make a move to try to score. Very weird. But as soon as Nixie's like, look out for this, this, and this, they started calling everything. It was just so inconsistent, very weird. I've heard some reports from multiple players, not just from Redbacks, but multiple players, that the reffing this season has just been absolutely disgusting. I guess maybe no one's holding them accountable. Who knows? But all in all, great victory for the Slammers. They definitely deserve to come out with the win. They just actually played better as well. But yeah, good job Slammers on getting the win. Senators versus Coburn. Senators 113, Coburn 93. Who expected Senators to win? Everybody. 49-26 on the rebounds, 30-24 on the assists. Both shot 50% from the field, which is pretty good, and both had 13 turnovers. But 31-7 for Michael Harris, 26-10 for Todd Withers. Tyler Shand had a beast of a game, 17 rebounds and 11 assists, and he had 9 points to go along with that as well, almost a triple-double for him. Reese Vega, 23, 5, and 4. Kyle Armour had 13, 2, and 4. I'm hearing some whispers, that apparently Morant doesn't want to be there, the import. Apparently he doesn't want to be there, and apparently they're just not gelling together as a team. Who knows? These are just the whispers that I'm hearing around. But yeah, good job, Senators, getting the win. Lakeside versus Tigers. Lakeside 90, Tigers 111. No one expected Lakeside to win this game, and that's why Tigers are sitting comfortably at number 2 because they're just a beast of a team. No Marshall Nelson because he's over in that 3v3 tournament. But 35-38 on the rebounds. Surprising because Lakeside usually definitely get over 40 rebounds a game, but just couldn't this game. 19-23 on the assists. Lakeside shot 50% from the field, but Willerton shot 53%. Both had 14 turnovers. It was just a dominant game from Tigers. It was just very consistent, just right there the whole game, and were just able to be they played 40 minutes of basketball. That's what I'm trying to say. Josh Davey had 19 and 8. Dom had 18 and 8. Mike had 19 points. Michael Dupree had 27, 6 and 5. Damian Scott had 20 points. Mike Edwin with the 19, like I said earlier. Coming off a 40-point game, you wish to see more. But yeah, they were getting good production from a lot of people. But yeah, just not really that good on the defensive end. But yeah, good job, Tigers. Suns versus Flames, Battle of the Heat. That's what I'm calling it. Suns 72, Flames 91. Again, no one expected Suns to win this game. 33-47 on the rebounds. Both had 20 assists, but one team just shot way better from the field. 37% to 51%. And then 13 turnovers to 22. There was no Brian Markles this game. Not sure why. There was no Devondrick Walker either. Not sure why. But again, Rockingham looked better. Not better. Rockingham looked good without Devondrick Walker. Quinton Dove had 27, 6 and 5. Marek Nelson had 21, 9 and 6. Now, absolute beast performance from Jonathan Jansen, however you say his name. 38, 13 and 6. He performed really well with Walker out. But yeah, good job Flames in getting the win. I'm going to call this the bedtime game because it started at 9 o'clock. Giants 94, Mandurah 107. It was definitely a win that Mandurah needed. 38-47 on the boards, 16-20 on the assists, 47% shooting to 44% shooting from the field, and then 12 turnovers to 10. But man, they had some beastly performance, Mandurah did. But Randy Bell had 29, 6 and 9. Parsons had 33 and 12. That was pretty much it. But on Mandurah's side, 22 rebounds for Michael Durr, along with 18 points. LB had 16, 8 and 9, beastly from him. And then Joel Murray had 42, 7 and 6. He's definitely my MVP at the moment. But it's between him and CJ, I would say. But yeah, he's playing absolutely beastly. But good job, Mandurah, getting the win. Player of the week goes to Joel Murray, 42, 7 and 6. He's playing absolutely fantastic this season. If he's not number one MVP, he's definitely second. And I urge you guys to go watch him play. He's just a fun player to watch. And good job, Joel Murray. First player to get 2 Player of the Weeks at the moment. Let's see if there's a correlation between getting Player of the Weeks and winning MVP. We'll see. But that's it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And hopefully I'll see you next week. I'm out. Ciao.